Okay, so again, a fairly early trade today, but I don't normally trade in the first 15 minutes, and so this was actually just about at the 15-minute mark. It was at 6:43, so just about 2 minutes before the 15-minute mark after market open. And so I ended up, let's look at the hourly here. I ended up, so we've had quite a bit of sell-off, as you can see, for the last number of hours. These are all hourly bars, leading up to the pre-market low at 65.73, and then we had the first green bar, and so my opportunity here was to get in right at this first green bar. Now, of course, that would have been at I guess this was the bar that closed at 6 a.m. From 5 to 6. Of course, I wasn't up then. So this was, or I wasn't trading. So now that the market's open and I'm trading, I could have come in here and put this right in at 65.94. Uh, Now, realistically, if I had done this right when the market closed, or sorry, right when the bar closed, it would have picked me up earlier and then it dragged me all the way down here, which would have been fine because the stop would have been down below. It's bigger than I would like. See, these from here to here is 15 bars, 15 points. I'd like to have I ideally like to contain the risk at 15, but when you're trading on the hourly, that's almost never possible. So I ended up saying, I'm actually going to put this in at. I was a little bit late. I was in at 65.97. Um, just so I was a little bit late. But what I wanted to do here was I decided when to put this in after the top of the bar that was currently underway. So I wanted it to come all the way back and make a new high. And that's why I put it in at 65.97. And that, as a result of that, I ended up with something like uh, 26 or so points of risk. So, which wasn't ideal. So 65.97, 65.73. Yeah, so that's 24, and then it was a couple below. So I said 26 handle of risk, which is pretty much double what I normally take. However, because I'm trading on the hourly, generally speaking, the hourly has a stronger confirmation than the 15 or 5 minute. You're less likely to be faked out. Um, but it's still more risk. So anyway, I put that in. Now let's play here. Let it go. And so it's still trying to make up its mind. It spent the first little bit of time consolidating, but then it made up its mind that it wanted to head north.
Order filled.
Okay, so now we're in, and I dragged this down to just below here. Uh, thereabouts. I guess that's really only 25 points of risk. Anyway, let's switch over to the let's look at the let's look at the 15-minute. We'll observe that as it makes its way north. And so I've got this stop or this I've got this target set at 30 points. And as soon as this moves 15 in the right direction, it will pull it even. Now, it so happens that I ended up pulling this down to 20 points. I'm actually going to just do that because it was not 16, 20 points. Because actually, let me not do that. Let me leave it up here for the moment, just to narrate. But long story short, this starts to the 5 minute. Uh, this starts to trail, and I followed along up, trailing the 5 minute. But at some point, it reached. I realized I wasn't going to get what I wanted. There was starting to encounter resistance, starting to pull back. I actually took the 20 points of profit, but I took it after it had gone even higher. So essentially, I allowed this to go. I can't remember exactly how high it went. It was a little higher than this, but I ended up coming down and pulling this down, and I took 21 points. I think that's what it was, 21 points.
Target filled.
So I did that essentially, and I ended up with 21 points, which is $105 in profit. So I did that today. It didn't end up going much higher. It started to just sort of pull after that. It never would have made it to the 30, at least not in this initial move. So I wanted to capture that profit and not give it back. But that's what that was the trade for first thing this morning. And at this point, I just said, okay, you know what, the market's not really doing much today. It just seems like it's very choppy, and I didn't really want to risk giving this back. Choppy markets, I just get eaten up, and it's not good. So I'm going to take my money and run, and live to fight another day.